a simple question. How is Jesus a Muslim? What he did was he went to the Bible. He went to the Bible where Jesus says, Father, let your will be done, not my will. He said this shows he's a Muslim.
The discussion begins with a confident claim. A Muslim speaker asserts that Jesus was a Muslim and even appeals to the Bible to support that conclusion. By quoting Jesus' prayer, Father, let your will be done, not my will, he reframes submission to God as proof of Islamic identity. At this point, the argument appears simple and self-assured, as though the matter has already been settled. What we are witnessing is not a random confrontation, but an intentional engagement. A Christian steps into a public conversation where Islamic claims about Jesus are being made openly, and Scripture itself is being reinterpreted to support them. The tone changes the moment a single clarifying question is introduced. What had sounded confident now becomes strained. The body language shifts, the response is slow, and the focus subtly moves away from answering directly. This question will not attack Islam emotionally, but it will test whether the original claim can survive its own theological boundaries. From here forward, the exchange reveals far more than words alone. The refusal to answer will speak as loudly as any declaration. As we follow the conversation, each pause and deflection will expose the weight of the question being avoided.
About the Muslim portrayal of Jesus. I believe I spoke to you briefly, I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about Jesus in Islam and how you guys say that Jesus is a Muslim.
Yes.
And so, yeah, so I just don't understand how Jesus can be a Muslim. Yeah, we good? Good to go? So I don't understand how Jesus can be a Muslim, obviously, when Islam came with Muhammad. So if you guys can reconcile that historically and logically, I'd like to get into that.
Good. Meaning of Islam, it means submission. Anyone who submits his will to the will of God is a Muslim.
Okay.
Yes? So, for example, when Jesus said, for example, if we wanted to use the Bible, even though it's not a source of information for us, but Jesus said, let it be not my will, but yours. Yeah?
Whose?
Yeah, Jesus said to the Father, let it
okay.
be not my will, but yours.
Gotcha.
So from this is a total submission to the will of the Father. Am I right? And that's why, if that true story, if that story is true, that means that's one of the things that shows anyone submit his will willingly to the will of God is a Muslim. So that's the meaning of Islam. Islam wasn't introduced by Muhammad. Islam is the faith of God, which God has revealed since Abraham and Noah and all of them.
I got you.
They are Muslims. That's
I got you. So if we're like gonna...
Why you say you got me off?
It means I understand you. It means I understand you. So with what I'm understanding.
So far, I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just to simplify it, you're saying
So
Muslim
I
means
finished that
means. Well,
I finished that question.
Yeah. Let me back. Back.
Are you here to debate? I thought you came to ask questions.
Well, I'm here for a discussion. Would you like a discussion?
I thought you came here.
I came with a discussion. Yeah. I came for a discussion. I hope you're not we good for a discussion, y'all? Is that this Speaker's Corner, right? Okay. Speaker's Corner? Okay.
It doesn't mean I have to discuss with you. 1 second.
That's fine.
I don't have to.
You're right.
You understand?
You're right. But you was having a spirited conversation with the brother before. I'm here with an honest discussion. Let's have it. Why are we wasting time?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. All right. So when you said, okay. So when you said, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you said being a Muslim means one who submits their will to God, right? So now I'm gonna ask you this question: is Allah a father in any sense?
Is Allah the Father in any sense?
Yes.
Now the issue is the misinterpretation of the Old Testament.
Is he a father in any sense, my friend?
The misinterpretation for the New Testament addressing God, the creator of Jesus, the creator of the heavens.
Is he a father? That's all I want to know.
The Christian now frames the issue carefully. He does not mock or accuse. He asks for historical and logical clarity. Islam, as a historical religion, emerges in the 7th century with Muhammad. Jesus lived 6 centuries earlier. The question is reasonable, measured, and unavoidable. Here, the definition is expanded. Islam is no longer treated as a historical religion, but as a timeless category. Submission becomes the sole criterion. If this definition holds, then Islam predates Muhammad and includes biblical figures retroactively. This move attempts to dissolve historical tension by redefining identity itself. At this moment, agreement is offered, not as concession, but as clarification. The Christian reflects the definition back accurately, preparing to test it internally. This is not debate for debate's sake, but a careful narrowing of terms. The exchange briefly shifts from theology to tone. The atmosphere tightens. Yet the Christian remains focused, insisting that open discussion is precisely what this space exists for. Consent to dialogue is reestablished. What follows will no longer be abstract definitions, but a direct test of theological consistency. This is the turning point. The question is precise, binary, and unavoidable. If Jesus' submission proves he is Muslim, then the object of that submission must align with Islamic theology. Everything now hinges on the meaning of father. The question is repeated, narrowed, and clarified. It is no longer about interpretation or language theory. It is a direct theological inquiry. Is Allah a father in any sense at all? Islamic theology itself has already supplied the answer, even if the speaker hesitates to say it out loud. Here we see a critical shift. Rather than answering the question within Islamic theology, the focus moves to redefining Christian language. Father is reduced to creator, stripped of relational meaning. This move avoids the question without resolving it. The pressure intensifies not because of hostility, but because of consistency. A belief system is being tested against its own definitions. When theology is forced to confront its implications, discomfort often follows. The exchange reaches an impasse. The refusal to answer is reframed as a right, but the original claim still stands unresolved. Silence now becomes a position of its own.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to answer.
Either you answer, you take my answer as it is.
It's not an answer though.
That's up to you, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
Do you think I have to please you in my answer?
Well, no, I was hoping that
you
I was hoping you could give an honest answer though, instead of waffling around. Yeah.
I'm saying to you. I'm saying to
Let him
you.
speak, you'll answer.
You remember?
Well, let's see if he answers. Did you remember the question?
You remember
What was
I
the
said?
question?
The father is the father.
Is Allah the Father? Now that's the question. Let's see. Oh, you're right. He doesn't need to. Let's see if he does though, because he promised he would. Let's see if he does. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay. For us to understand what is the context, we need to have the original
Context.
text.
Text.
Bring me the original context, and then when we read,
Is he answering?
when we read it in
No, I
original
want you
language,
to pay attention.
then we will understand what exactly Jesus said. Am I
Hey.
right with this? Yep. So now here for us, I said to you earlier.
What was the question?
If the story,
What was the question? No, because you told me to listen. What was the question?
You're not listening.
No, what was the question?
brother, you go
Yeah.
discuss with him.
Yeah, is Allah the Father? Did we get an answer today yet?
Can you let him answer?
You told me he was
didn't
answering.
finish his answer.
All right, so you told we all waited for the answer. Okay, is Allah a Father in any sense?
You're the one who said you're gonna be silent. If you're not gonna
No,
be
I didn't
silent,
say that I was going to be silent. I said I was
okay,
going
you
to wait
should-
for the
then
answer.
You should. If you want to let him give the answer, you should let him be silent
Yeah,
and finish his answer.
we'll see if you told me he was going to answer. So
Yes,
I'm going to
sir.
see if you can be
Let him
unbiased
answer.
to see if he answers or not. You'll be honest, right? I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you.
I'm not Muslim.
Okay. All right, I'm going to trust you. So is Allah a father?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you gotta let him finish.
Listen,
Thank you. We got a note back there.
if you interrupt me again, we'll end the discussion.
That's fine. I hope you don't waffle and get to the answer.
It's my chance.
Yeah.
You ask.
I just like to keep you focused, that's all.
No. Don't keep. If you interrupt me again, I will finish the discussion.
That's okay.
You understand?
That's fine with me.
So then,
It means that we don't get an answer from him, it's supposed to be a shade.
go in peace. Then go in peace.
So no answer? No answer, guys.
Go in peace.
So notice here, I just wanted to put this on display here. Notice here, when we had a simple question, how is Jesus a Muslim? What he did was he went to the Bible. He went to the Bible where Jesus says, Father, let your will be done, not my will. He said this shows he's a Muslim. So I said, okay, is Allah a father? I can't get an answer right now because he knows once he answers this, he's cooked. So please, just give us an honest answer, man. We're waiting.
I told you.
We'll wait.
We're done. Go in peace.
You're not waiting. You're not waiting.
Let's go.
Go in peace.
Let's go.
Go in peace. Go in peace.
You're scared of the way that he's going to answer the question.
I think he's scared of the answer.
Yes.
I think he's scared of the answer.
I am scared of
He's scared of discourse.
Yeah, I'm
He's scared of
If you
discourse.
weren't scared, you
I'm
would
scared.
You're right. You're right.
Listen,
And I
I'm
think that if he wasn't scared, he'd answer the question.
Yes, I'm scared.
And if you wasn't scared, hey brother, if you wasn't scared, you would have told him, hey brother, you're not answering the question. So everybody here can see he didn't answer the question.
did not.
Everybody here, except for the people that's behind there, can see he didn't answer the question.
You're not letting him speak.
Because this is what it is.
Let him
I'm gonna go in peace. I'm gonna go in peace. I'm gonna go in peace. But this is what it is. This is what it is.
Go in peace.
If Jesus says that let the Father's will be done, and that means he's a Muslim, that means that Jesus is a blasphemer committing shirk, saying that Allah is his Father, which you know you can't say. So it's either Jesus is a false prophet and a blasphemer, or he's the true Son of God and not a Muslim. Thank you.
The Christian remains calm, reiterating the exact question without embellishment. No new challenge is introduced. The same theological point stands unanswered. Context is introduced as a delaying mechanism. Rather than answering whether Allah can be called Father in any sense, the conversation is redirected toward linguistic analysis. The question itself is left untouched. The simplicity of the question exposes the complexity of the evasion. The more it is repeated, the clearer it becomes that it will not be answered. The group itself begins to recognize the stalemate. Everyone is waiting for the same answer. None is given. The appeal now is not theological, but procedural. Even neutral observers are asked to judge whether an answer is actually given. Authority replaces argument. The conversation is now on the verge of being terminated, not because the question is offensive, but because it cannot be answered within Islamic theology. The discussion ends not with resolution, but with dismissal. The unanswered question remains hanging in the air. The conclusion is now explicit. The answer was never given. The Christian now summarizes what everyone has witnessed. The original claim relied on a biblical prayer addressed to Father. Yet that same term becomes impossible to reconcile when examined through Islamic theology. The contradiction is laid bare. If Jesus calling God Father proves submission, then Islamic theology must allow Allah to be called Father. It does not. The repeated dismissal only reinforces the point. The question ends the conversation because it ends the argument. Emotion enters the exchange, but it does not change the substance. Fear is not the issue. Theology is. The absence of an answer becomes undeniable even to observers. Silence has spoken clearly. The exchange ends where it began, with peace, but not with agreement. Here is the unavoidable conclusion. Either Jesus committed blasphemy by Islamic standards, or he was not a Muslim. The dilemma is final and inescapable. There is no middle ground left. This is why the question was never answered. In Islam, Allah is not a father in any sense. Jesus does not merely pray to God as creator. He consistently, intentionally, and personally addresses God as Father and teaches others to do the same. By Islamic theology, this alone disqualifies Jesus from being a Muslim. Christianity does not avoid this tension. It stands on it. Jesus openly claimed divine sonship, was crucified under Pontius Pilate, and rose from the dead. These claims are rooted in history, eyewitness testimony, and a coherent theological framework that has not needed to redefine its terms to survive scrutiny. When examined honestly, Christianity does not collapse under questions. It invites them. And that is why, when everything is pressed, Christianity stands, while competing claims are forced to retreat, redefine, or remain silent.